this stock right here is screaming buy. All right. So I'm going to show you guys this stock that I'm talking about. We're going to look at the charts. We're going to look at some technical analysis, some fundamental analysis, and some things that I told my particular group about this stock. So let's hop right into it, folks, without further ado. Let me go to it. Ooh, Cava also. So now we got two stocks that are screaming buy. And we'll go over these two stocks, okay? Now, the first stock is TTD. Even though Cava is at the perfect buy right now, once this loads, okay? So this one was already bounced right here. I bought the bounce from here, but it's still good to get in. It's under $50. I even bought a little more today. I bought some down here. I bought some right here, and I've been telling my chat this for a minute. Let's go to the leaps and long-term part, and I was telling them right here, TTD is the easiest add on for leaps, especially for those looking for a cheaper option. Earnings are forecasted to grow 20% per year, year-over-year revenue growth, year-over-year net profit growth, cash flow positive growth. The list goes on, easy money. Just keep averaging into it all the way down to 40. So this was 916, and those are the specific reasons why. Earnings are forecasted to grow 20%. Year-over-year revenue growth, year-over-year net profit growth, year-over-year cash flow positive growth, right? So, it's funny because people believe that just because the market is at all-time highs, which is SPY, they believe that there are no good buying opportunities. So because SPY is at an all-time high, so that's how you know that a lot of people aren't informed about investing, because they really think that it's over from this point. You shouldn't even look at stocks, and they're very, very misinformed. And how do I know this? Because I've been investing for a while, right? So I personally believe that TTD, now of course do your own research, disclaimer, whatever you want to say. This is just my personal opinion. This is something I am in myself. Doesn't mean you have to be in, doesn't mean you have to follow me. Just, for research purposes or whatnot. This is how I personally invest. And this box down here would be my last entry, of course, because we have touches of support here. So, I've been averaging in now, and I'm not afraid to average in, all the way down to $40. All right. So it's $9 above, my last average in price. And that's when I would go super full size, but I'm in pretty good size right here when it hit this green line. And then now Cava, which is honestly at the best buy right now. Honestly, if I should have set an alert, but I like Cava right here. Okay, so this is right here in this area, which is previous highs. And then, yeah, I like this area. And it should be oversold on the RSI. Great area for Cava. Let's go look at Cava's. Let's go to Yahoo Finance real quick. All right, let's see what type of finance we're dealing with. It's funny that they say there are no good buying opportunities when SPY is high. And here we go, year-over-year revenue growth, year-over-year net profit growth. And then are they even cash flow positive? Free cash flow. Free cash flow is positive right here. All right. Yes, Cava is a great investment for this particular price range. $58 is high. Let's see what they are down. 65%, and the high was November of 2024. And funny story about Cava, and it's just the honest truth. And this is why I say you should always wait for stocks to dip. So I remember traveling to Arizona, and I sat next to this very rich Jewish white man. And it's funny because from that day forward, I realized that, because I'm ignorant. I read the book Anne Frank, and I'm thinking Jews look like Anne Frank and her family, if that makes sense. But over here in America, they look like regular white people. Crazy, right? So, excuse me if I'm ignorant to all the Jewish people, especially if you're watching this. Comment below if you're a Jewish white person watching this. I don't think they are. They already got enough money. So they don't really need my help. But the guy was telling me that he was in Cava. And of course, it kept skyrocketing from this point. I think it was like at this point. Not sure when I was in Arizona, but I told him I'm going to wait on this thing to dip, to buy the dip. And at first, I bought right here, and then it skyrocketed, bag held or whatnot. And I end up losing on this leap, but I rarely lose on leaps. I'm like a 90% hit rate on these. And then it came down here, right? So, yeah, I personally think it's at a great buy. And I think TTD is also based on my research. Now this is my own strategy. So a lot of people think that I'm just throwing money at these. No, I wait for certain levels for them to hit so I can get a great price, as you guys can see right here on TTD, and a lot of things like CNC. I did it for CNC right here, as you can see, this level right here, and now I'm up over 100%. Just from August, this leap is already up 100%. So from 25 to 35, that gave me 100% on a leap that's out 2 years, by the way. And what did I do? I waited for it to get to my levels, and then I buy long, right? And why do I buy long? Because I personally, well, I'll say this. I know that the stock will eventually go up, right? So in my head, if I know that this stock is eventually going to go up, I need to buy time, if that makes sense. So that way it's guaranteed to move in my favor. And I put in 60,000, I know it's going to go 100%, but then of course you always want to, the older I get, the more money I'll put in. Right now, I'm putting in about 50 to 60,000 per leap. At first, it was 10, and it was 20, and it was 30, but now I'm like, okay, I keep getting 100% on these, so everything I put in, I'm gonna make back. So now I'm like, maybe I need to go a quarter M on every leap I get in that has the best formula. But this one, in my opinion, didn't have the best of formula. Cava and TTD actually have great formulas. So, it would behoove me to go in pretty heavy on those. For me personally, this is not investing advice. This is just based on me leap trading for about 4 years. So I've leap traded during 2 market downfalls and benefited off both the 2022 inflation and the 2024. There's so much stuff going on. Was it the trade war? Trump just keep dropping the market. Whatever happened, the last market dip, I think it was this year, 2025, at the beginning of the year, around April-ish, right? But we can go look at it right now. I'll show you guys. It was so quick, I done forgot what it was, about. But whatever this market drop was, this was, 2025, right here. Banked on the leaps from here and banked on the leaps from this market drop from here to here, right? So remember, a bear market is classified as a 20% fall from the most recent high. So this is 27%. And it was in a bear market when it was about right here, right? So right here was when it was a bear market, and that's when you're supposed to kind of average in, and then you average in as it goes to 5% down from there, and then you just dollar cost average from all the way down to about honestly 35%. And if it drops more than 35, you won't really see more than 30% drops. So that's why you see them recover at 27%. So this is the research that I personally did. I think this one was a 35% drop. This one was, this was COVID. So 20%, it was a bear market. This was a crazy bear market, by the way, but 20% was about right here. Average in, average in, average in. You get what I'm saying? Every, 5 to 10% down. And then you got to play the weight game. You get what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't want to play that game, especially in my community, right? So look, 20% down, average in, average in, average in. You get what I'm saying? And just wait. So remember folks, the stock market is all about history repeating itself. So if history keeps repeating itself, right? History keeps showing me that, and I think this one was 20%. And then this was the trade war. This was COVID. This was inflation. What was this? A trade war. Yeah, this was another trade war. Yep. So trade war. And if we notice, in between 20 to 35% is the recovery range. But yeah, I would say that 20 to 35%. So we doing our calculations. It won't be time to invest until, again, heavily invest into, the magnificent 10 or 7, whichever one you call that, till about right here. The 533 based on the highs. If it keeps going, then you just gotta, and then we average in from here, boom, boom, boom. And then probably this would, if it double bottoms, that would be even a great investment, honestly. I go heavy on SPY right here if it gets down right here from here. That would be great, 27% drop. And then, yeah, I would definitely get in if it gets right here again at this green line, the 480. But yeah, folks, this your boy Aristotle. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you guys join my Discord if you guys want to tap in and get some money. Y'all already know how I rock. Best Discord in the world. And let me show you guys this before I get off. Went crazy, by the way. See that? These are my stats from last week up into this week, Monday. Just been on a tangent, on a tear. FIS went crazy, ACN went crazy. And that was a Stock Sundays pick, by the way. God bless you guys. See you guys tomorrow. I'm going to keep dropping videos every day. Turn your post notifications on. God bless.